There's a cave here, but we have to wait for it. We're here, it's Caves Only Let's Play. We're in the Thundra Plateau? Thundra Plateau. And hiding amidst the Zonai ruins underneath that conspicuous square is a cave. Another one of the 100 and... You think I would have internalized that number by now. 120-ish caves? We're gonna look at the spreadsheet. This is a spreadsheet episode, folks. 147. Almost 151. It would be cool if I could describe each cave to a single Pokemon, but we could only be so lucky. Even with wells, we end up in the, close to 200-ish mark, which does not correspond to very much in Pokemon. I think No, I don't think there's a 200 Pokemon Pokedex. Because I think even Hoenn is like 300 and they only get worse from there. That sounded like a sound. This is weird. So we're in the search of Misko again. We're after that son of a gun. And his latest exploits have led him to hiding a very funny mascot head in this here. I didn't get this the first time. I didn't do any of this the first time playing the game Tears of the Kingdom. But I know it's here, and I know it's going to be here as soon as it hits noon, and that shadow is in the center of that square. But he's here, and he's put his bits into some Zonai stuff. So now we've seen, in the same quest, a cave that's dedicated to Misko infiltrating... What is that? I hear that noise. Because I have headphones on. Misko infiltrating the, like, ancient columns architecture. And then a bunch of, like, Hylian architecture from the past, like... It was, like, not a ruin 100 years ago. I think in Age of Calamity, it's... The final battle of Age of Calamity takes place in that arena. And I think that arena is not dilapidated. But now we are here in Zonai, which is hypothetically earlier than the ancient columns. There's a YouTube video that I'm not going to remember at this specific moment that I watched that was, like, delineating the different types of ancient architecture by using, like, modern, like, actual real-life historical, like, categories of era of construction that ends up just being a good reminder of what, like, Nintendo put forth in the books that they've done. What is that? Anyway, I don't know where I'm going with this exactly, except to say that, like, I think we can definitively say that Misko is a Johnny-come-lately to all of these ancient guys. It's noon. It should be working. Connect the southern column's midday shadow to the northern. At the shadow center, the way to my treasure will open. Now I'm realizing that I have not prepared to do this quest. I need to connect the shadow to the northern. Can I do this? I didn't prepare properly for this because I didn't realize I was going to have to chop down a tree. Alright. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Okay, that's useful. That happened quick. Trying to do the thing where I use my thumbs. I don't think it's gonna do it either. I think I'm gonna have to do another round of this. That's terrible. I think I missed my opportunity. Also, the clouds rolled in as an insult to injury. Gosh, okay, well. I like this episode, though. I don't want to lose this episode. I think you all are stuck with a cave episode where I failed to actually get in the cave and have to wait a whole other round for that to happen again. Unless I can pull this off. Hang on, we're almost there. Hang on, we're almost there. I feel like I can pull this off. I feel like I can pull this off. Mash on the A button to attach, hopefully. Okay, hold on. I'm keeping this recording going, and I'm going to go to a browser and double check and make sure I'm understanding this correctly. I was thinking a lot about, you're all stuck with me for a second. Like, this game as the kind of game that some kind of median gamer picks up, and then that is their game that they play for the year, right? We're all making broad accusations. We're all adults who have, like, lives that take time. And for a lot of people in their life, people in my life, you pick one game, and that's the game you kind of play for the year. And you chip away at because it's 200 hours long, or else requires substantial gambling to make any real progress in. And understanding that, like, viewing this game, The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, through the lens of, this might just be a game that somebody has for a year, and they have time to, like, piece this stuff together. Like, I'm imagining the development of this game through the people making, like, through the eyes of the people making it, and thinking about, like, that. Like, you can do an opaque riddle like this and give people ample time to kind of suss out what it needs to be. But also, like, the average user doesn't have time to, like, spend hours and hours and hours contemplating a solution to a puzzle when they can just Google it, right? While on some level, this is a modern phenomenon of being able to just quickly, with a couple keystrokes, determine the solution to a puzzle. I know this stuff has been available for, like, I was gonna juristically say aeons, but, like, you know, decades. I don't think I got it. I don't think I got it. Even, like, ancient Infocom stuff has its roots. This has, people have been providing solutions to puzzles for, like, ages. Oh, come on. Oh, don't do this to me. People have been doing the work for this for some time, but, like, I don't think we got it, gamers. Oh, we almost got it. We almost got it. Oh, we're so close. We're so close. Anyway, people have been providing solutions to these kind of puzzles online for longer than I'm aware of, I'm sure, right? I have never done a Usenet in my life, and I imagine there are probably people trading back and forth secrets on Usenet for, like, things older than Myst. On some level, my, like, cognition of games, like, starts as at Myst, right? Anything older than Myst is, like, insanely old. Despite the fact that I know plenty of games that have come out before Myst. I was playing video games before Myst came out. Myst is just a particularly useful example because it is a game about solving puzzles. In a way that... Do I gamble? Do we do morning and give myself a couple hours to vamp, or do we jump straight to noon? I think we jump straight to noon, because what's the downside? Unless it's raining, which it is known to do on the Thundra Plateau. Since at least that far back, though, people have been posting puzzle solutions online. We did it. I'm a genius who has access to ZeldaDungeon.net. It's not as fun when the cave is like a reward for solving a puzzle. I'm a little miffed. This is the first time I felt a little, like, cheated by the solution to a puzzle being a cave in this way. It's fine. It's fine. 147 caves. 3 being tied up in a big quest to get some really goofy armor. You know. There are worse things in the world. I get this. But also, you know, we've talked about my version of this video game, and especially playing in this last few hours, I am definitely thinking really hard about some sort of, like, fan-made second take at this video game, and the fun things you could get out of that. Where's my frog? I feel like I'm doing a poor job right now. Am I going crazy? No, I'm not going crazy. See? Okay. I take back everything I've said. This is a very good cave. This is an incredible cave. Holy crap, folks. The idea of, how big is that little, hang on, how big is this little area? Nope, I want this. Can I just get to where I'm overhanging, not shooting up to the surface? I think I feel a little better about this right here. This is inventive. This is inventive in a way that, like, look how small this area is. That frog was designed to sit, I'm holding my hand up to the screen, you can't see this, right on top of this, so it has to drop down. There's no way to, like, blow that up without the frog dying. That is an inventive use of the assets. This is why caves are so good. This is why the caves are the best thing in the game. You're working with a weird set of limitations, and you get to get stuff like that right there. That's what it's all about. That's why we're here. This is what we do in the FBI. Give me your cool mascot helmet. I've seen this. It has geometry that other pieces of equipment don't. People use this to solve the, what's his butts, sign puzzles. I don't need your respect, Misko. I have no respect for Misko as a character that does not appear in these video games. However, I do respect whoever decided to put this mask in the game. It has animation. One of the motivations for getting through this project is, at some point during this project, I borrowed back my copy of Link's Awakening Switch from my brother. And, I'm allowed to play that game after I get through this. And I haven't played Link's Awakening since way back in the chair. Let me think about this. I think the last time I played through Link's Awakening was in a randomizer setting, which could have been any time over, like, the last 2 years. I don't remember when this was. I have opinions on Link's Awakening randomizer. I don't think it's particularly great. I think Link's Awakening has too many, like, transport caves. In a way that, like, of the Zelda randomizers I have played, you have Link to the Past and Ocarina of Time, which are both more suited for randomization in different ways. whereas Link's Awakening is like too much of Link's Awakening ends up in a randomizer being more akin to like LOZ randomizer, which is too open. You have too much freedom. LOZ randomizer, you're practically creating like a new game every time. And I think Link's Awakening ends up in that space too much. It's messed up how good Link's Awakening or Link to the Past randomizer is. Link to the Past randomizer just has the right mix of openness, but not being too open, with a weird set of items. A lot are perfunctory, but a lot have second uses that end up giving the game a richness in a randomizer setting that you don't get out of a lot of other stuff. I need to play Link's Awakening. No, not Link's Awakening. What's the Wind Waker? Wind Waker is the randomizer I really need to play, but I gotta pester Ryan and Sarah about that before I get to do that. Anyways, that's it for this cave. I can't believe I'm bought in. I thought for sure I was gonna be a hater, but I'm sold. This is a good cave. Best possible outcome there.